Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you're all surviving these restrictions and not feeling too down about it all. Now, you might be expecting me to talk about something like Halloween. After all, we are heading towards the end of October. But we're being told by many people that we ought to start looking at doing our Christmas shopping now. Get it started so that we're not ending up with very crowded shops and things by the time we get a bit later on. Very good idea. We're all happy to do that. They say that some people are already buying decorations to make this a wonderful Christmas. Even if it's just them in their house, the house is going to be fabulous. Now, it's true, we don't really have any idea quite how Christmas is going to pan out for us this year, but we know that we will at least be able to meet up with friends outside, that we can perhaps meet and have a nice lunch or a coffee somewhere. And it is important that we keep healthy and also that we keep an eye on what's happening to us. We talked last week about wearing the big baggy clothes and maybe, going for clothes that disguise everything, shall we say. So let's look at how we can prepare our bodies for Christmas. We want to be the healthiest we possibly can. So we maybe need to look at cutting down calories and possibly portion size. Our portion size can just grow and grow, and it's almost happening without us realizing it. So maybe re-examine that and see how much you are eating. Are you starting to eat up leftovers and things like that? So first of all, let's start with breakfast. First meal of the day, great meal. Even if you're not a breakfast eater, try to eat breakfast, even if it's later. So most people would maybe eat their breakfast, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. If you're not eating yours till 8 or 9 or maybe even 10 o'clock, make sure you have breakfast. If you miss that meal, you will find that you will snack on other things all the way through the day. Then we move on to something like lunches. Many people like things like a sandwich for lunch, very easy. Could you use crisp bread instead? So have whatever it is, your eggs, your meat, whatever it is that you like, your avocado on a cracker instead. It can be equally satisfying. I actually love things like Rivita, so maybe try that. If you absolutely have to have a sandwich, can you make it an open sandwich? Just get rid of one slice of bread and you've still got a very satisfying lunch, but you're cutting a lot of calories. Things like mayo. We tend to like mayonnaise on a lot of things. Even if you're having salads and things, don't go piling it on. And a lot of sandwich fillings will have a lot of mayo in. So if you can cut down on the mayo, go for perhaps a low-fat dressing, or cut it completely if it's on salad. Have things like lemon, which is squeezed the lemon juice all over your salad. It really is very tasty, and you will get used to it. And again, you're cutting lots of calories. If you're going to have tuna on your sandwich, make sure that you're buying tuna that's in the spring water and not in oil. And that applies to a lot of foods. Do you buy a lot of things? Obviously, we've had threats of lockdown. So we've perhaps bought foods for the store cupboard that are going to last a bit longer. Things like peppers, olives, that sort of thing, all in olive oil. Be very careful that you're not eating all that olive oil. It is much better for us than saturated fat, but it is still a fat. And we need to watch the amounts that we're having. So again, going back to portions, be careful how much you're having. If you're going to go for something like a baked potato for your lunch, make sure it's just fist-sized. Remember, we talked about that before, not one of these boat-sized potatoes. And also, could you think of swapping something like your coleslaw, cheese or chili for things like baked beans, or a low-fat cheese, something like that. Cheese generally can be very high fat and it's very high salt. If you can go for a low-fat cheese spread, it's nice on crackers, nice on baked potatoes. Again, it's a way of cutting calories. Okay, in the afternoon, is it maybe that you're ready for a snack? Now, snacks can be, particularly mid-afternoon, where we all fall down. That's where we want to go into, well, let's just have a scone, or I'll have, a toasted currant bun or something like that. Just be careful you're not piling on the butter and the jam, because they're the things that make the difference. Don't go for cream cakes. Could you go for a snack that's really not related to anything sweet or sugary? Worth trying. Certainly, if I'm at home, one of the nicest things I like to eat is things like just a piece of cucumber sliced, and then put on it a piece of cheese or a piece of ham or something like that on the top. Again, really very tasty, and you will feel satisfied. So look at the snacks you're having. Try to go for healthy ones as opposed to all the sweet, sugary ones. You then get to your evening meals. Maybe you like things like pastas. It could be that now that we're at home for all the meals, you've perhaps taken up lots of cooking, but watch your portions. If you can cut your pasta size portion, then you'll find that you're actually saving an awful lot of calories. The bolognese itself, could you change to maybe lentils or beans? Could it be a vegetarian topping that tastes very much like normal bolognese topping, But having that on your pasta could save you about 250 calories per portion. So worth thinking about. Do you absolutely have to have fish and chips on a certain day? Again, I'm not saying don't have it, just don't have it every week. And if you do get fish and chips, could you share it? Is that really a possibility? Or if you get fish and chips, could you only eat some of the batter and maybe some of the chips? At least you've had the satisfaction of having that. You've not, if you like, deprived yourself, but you've not eaten the ridiculous amount of calories that are in most normal portions of fish and chips. We're talking in many cases of almost 1,000 calories plus. So be very, very careful. If you like a pizza, don't go for stuffed crust. Go for the crisp bake, the very thin ones, and they will be, again, much better, particularly having a nice salad or something like that. Do you like going Indian? Perhaps go for a tandoori instead of going for a tikka or a korma. So the tandoori is normally much, much better. The korma is very much creamy sauces, and any creamy sauces really aren't going to be good for us. If you like a dessert, just have a little one, have a tiny taste. Sometimes you can get mini desserts. I'm thinking of at the moment, you've probably seen in the shops, the mince pies and things like that are coming in. Go for the mini ones. That way you're getting far less calories. And if you are going to go for something like a piece of pie because you just have to have it, do you have to eat all of the pastry? Maybe cut some of the pastry down. Talking about all of these treats that are now in the stores, you've got things, as I said, like your mince pies, your stollen, all the chocolates, all the biscuits, all the shortbread, all these wonderful things coming up for Christmas, all at a very inflated price, I hasten to add. Be careful you're not buying them too far in advance. If you do, get them wrapped and hide them somewhere. Or if it's something you're going to eat for yourself at Christmas, put them somewhere high that you've got to think, where's that stepladder, before you actually eat them. If they're sitting open in a cupboard, that as you open it, they're there staring at you, you're likely to go and eat them. It may seem silly to be thinking of getting your body ready for Christmas now, but when better? Do what you can, try to keep fit and healthy, get as much exercise in as you possibly can, and you will feel much better when you get into that Christmas outfit. And even if it's just you and your husband, or a very small number at Christmas, you can still dress up nicely, get a bit of bling, and particularly if you're going to go on Zoom calls, which a lot of us will be doing again with the restrictions, get yourself a nice wee top, or perhaps a little bit of glitter or bling that will make you feel much better. But if your figure is what you want it to be, you'll feel and look much more confident. Take care, everyone. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.